You're listening to the Level Best Network.
This is the INTERCOT Insider Live. Live on Facebook and live in your ears on MP3 and via streaming services. Episode 118. The INTERCOT Insider Live is brought to you by Magical Journeys, INTERCOT's official travel agency. They are the Disney vacation experts. Give them a call. And by the official ticket center. For tickets to your favorite Central Florida theme parks and attractions at discounted rates, call Patrick and Company over there. They'll hook you right up. With me tonight, I've got Justin.
Hello, everybody. How are you tonight?
Hello, Justin. Jason.
Hi. I don't feel well, so.
Hi. How are you? All right. And Carolyn.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hello. And on the Skypes, Cindy.
Hey there.
Oh, I gotta tune you up. There we go. Say that again. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
There we go. That's
Hello.
a little better now.
Is that better?
Yeah, I forgot when
I closer to my mouth.
if I turn the music down, I turn you down. This is also new to me. We've only been doing this for like what? I don't know, 10 years or something like that. Anyway, hello to everybody. We are the INTERCOT Insider Live podcast from intercot.com. Thanks for joining us on Facebook tonight. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Probably, though, the biggest things that have gone on since the last time we talked to you are on a site level. Those of you who do some running might know that we were doing a RunICOT event, which coincided with a Run Disney event. Might be the other way around, but
No, I like it that way.
you do. And a number of our folks were down there. Unfortunately, I was not able to make it at the last moment, but I think pretty much everybody else on the podcast tonight was there. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Correct,
Yes.
sir.
At some point, Cindy even was there. Yes.
Yes?
Yep.
I was there briefly.
Briefly. Okay. All right. That counts. So I, along with probably some of you, are anxious to hear what the weekend was like. I watched it on social media and such, and saw the pictures posted. Jason did a fantastic job with his puns, as usual. And so did the rest of the crew, posting pictures and keeping us all informed. I did get a couple compliments, Jason, on your stuff that they said they felt like they were there, and it was a much-needed distraction. So,
that's
What we aim for, just to distract people.
it's
No,
a simple
Jason, you did an
That's good.
awesome job. You
Yeah,
did.
and actually, I just read your trip reports. I didn't see them until now, and they were very good reports.
Where can you find those?
On a wonderful website called intercot.com.
Yeah, so if you go to the discussion boards, discussion forum, the boards, as we call it, and look at the trip reports. Did you do it there, or did you do it in the RunICOT?
Trip reports, linked from the front page still. It's the
Okay.
top thing on there right now, but I was a little late in getting the last two up because my phone actually died the last day of the trip. So
Wait,
I got
what?
to do- yeah, so I got,
died? Not just
well,
random.
no, when I took it to the store and they fixed it, the charger stopped working. So it went out and I couldn't recharge it. So I actually got to do a day at Disney without a smartphone. That
What?
was interesting. Yeah.
But how did you manage your fast passes? How did you manage this?
You know your ride time.
How did you do it?
I had to get a paper map and find out where the FastPass kiosks were and use those.
Wow, that's like the Stone Ages.
Like the
It
olden
is.
days.
I mean, at least like the Bronze Age, because I mean there were like some technology, but yeah, that was interesting.
So you printed them out?
No.
How does it work if you don't
go
have
up
a-
to the kiosk? So I still had my Magic Band.
Oh, you had your magic.
So
band.
yeah,
That's
so
what
you
it-
tap it on the kiosk and it shows you the times, and you can change them. But I actually could not keep remembering what time the one was, so I had to keep walking over, finding one and putting it in there and pulling up, because it was a weird time. It was like
I was going to say,
3:55 or something.
myself, and it was on my phone because I remembered the wrong time. I can't imagine having to remember all those times anymore because you're so used to looking at an app.
Well, you guys could try the old-fashioned thing we used to do, like in elementary school and junior high.
Yeah.
Like when you were cheating on your tests, or just
Write it on your hand.
on the inside. Yeah, you can put your fast on just a little pen and your arm, and
well, you could just go to the store and buy an abacus and just walk around with that.
I don't wear a watch, so I wouldn't
think you
know
know
what
what
time
an
it was.
abacus is.
Yeah, no, I
Wow.
do. I think it's even funnier that way.
Sundial would have been the funnier joke there.
Oh, yes.
No, I think an abacus would be very
True.
funny.
I
It's
just
walk
thought
around
that
with a
I
big
don't
old
have a watch
abacus.
anymore either. So if I don't have my phone, I'd have no idea what time it was either.
Yeah, so I had a watch, thankfully, but
well,
I'm just sad.
I am old school that way. But
yeah.
But it was a good weekend. We had semi-good weather. It was nice on the Friday. Saturday it was a little chillier, and then Sunday it rained, I think, most of the day.
it rained and rained.
And it rained.
The deluge.
Rained.
The deluge. That's good.
So where should we start?
That's a good question. Yeah, let's start from the very beginning.
Well,
It's a
Jason was
very
the first
good
one-
place to start.
Jason was the first one in town on Thursday. Well, actually,
Okay.
Thursday, right? You got in?
Yeah. Yep. And you got in, I think, a little bit behind me.
Yes.
And
Yep.
so I wandered around Disney Springs for a little bit. I think I shared some pictures of the new World of Disney store, which there's been some more pictures have been put up, I think today or yesterday, to give you an even better look around. It is so now the theme of it is it's a reclaimed animation annex. So it's supposed to be like the old, like Walt's 9 Old Men had an animation annex studio in Florida. From,
Okay.
I don't know, I guess it was their East Coast animation annex. So that's kind of what it's
Alrighty.
been rethemed to. Some sections have been rethemed better than others. Others do look very generic. Justin, you went in there a little bit
Yeah, I did not like the story.
later in the day.
I mean, it's much more open, but it has no what's the word I'm like? Character, spirit. It's just
Yeah.
it's a store. It
Yeah, I've
doesn't
heard
have,
that
like-
a lot. In an effort to try and modernize it and make it look like a high-end, I don't know, boutique kind of store, they've sort of whitewashed the walls and put up nice wood beams, which would look lovely in your home. But I think when you go to World of Disney, you expect it to have, like how they used to have the cartoon statue-looking princesses and pirates, and
And there was no
that
like
kind of thing.
themed areas like, okay, this is a movie area or this is this. There was only one theme, and that was the Mickey's 90th birthday celebration going on now. But that was I don't know, I didn't think that area was all that big for all the stuff that they had. It was, I don't know, I thought it was very generic and very blah.
Yeah,
That's the word I can put at.
it's definitely more subtle. I mean, there are some little touches here and there, but I mean, they are little, like you can easily miss them. I did notice at the checkout counter, as you go out on the actual counter, they've got like little sketches on the desk, like an animator drew them while they were sketching things. So there's little things like that, but they could have done more, clearly. 'Cause there are other sections where it's just like the popcorn bulb lighting and a sign says toys. And that's
Right.
like the only even remote Disney touch in that area. There's a picture of like, I think up recently on the Facebook that has the like center area where they have the blue glass. And like that's something where I think I just threw out of my trip report that they could have like little Disney character silhouettes going behind the glass, just like walking by. So it'd still be subtle, but it'd be something, again, tying it more to Disney and something different. So it's just things like that you think they could do, but more open feeling. But, I do have to say, I don't think the walkways are any bigger. there's like designated walkways now, but the moment you want to try to get to something, you're still walking off in between very narrow aisleways between shelves.
And you pointed something out to me that when you go on the main cash register line, once you pay, you have to go out of the store.
Oh, you can't go back in.
No, it's like, okay, get your stuff,
you
pay, now get out.
Push your way through past people, but it's sort of you're forcing your way out, basically out through the door now, which is a little different too.
I have to agree with Michelle Carbonara. I wasn't impressed with the quality of the merchandise either. Seems like everything was the Spirit jersey style. Oh my gosh, those are everywhere. With the big, so Spirit jersey is like a sweatshirt, but then on the back, sort of across all, like starting on one arm, all across the back onto your next arm, it might be huge lettering, Walt Disney World, and
that was kind of like popular 2 years ago. Like I started seeing that because I watch trends in clothing and stuff a lot, and that design with the huge monster-sized letters going from shoulder to shoulder, full back, all the way, from sleeve to sleeve. That's been around for a while, so that's kind of crazy. And I have to agree too, not necessarily with the merchandise. I don't know. It was hard to tell when I was there, and I was there a few weeks before you all were. But I got the same kind of feeling. It just looked like a giant warehouse. It almost looked like if Disney was going to do a kind of a discount warehouse, sort of here's where we're going to put all our stuff, and we're doing it on clearance, and but we want a little bit of Disney flavor to it, or it's something you'd find at like the outlets or something. It felt a lot less Disney.
And they're still trying to cash on that rose gold, because they had like a whole big display of the rose gold, the ears, the bag, the scarf. It's just.
But that rose gold's still hot, Justin. And I got to tell you,
it was not like it was.
But no, I'm just telling. So I don't know if you saw this. Like American Express offered a rose gold card for people who had the gold Amex card, and apparently the demand was so big that they're delayed like 2 or 3 weeks in shipping them. They said they actually broke the system there. But
it's oversaturated now.
Crazy.
It was.
I don't understand.
I don't get it either, Cindy.
I mean, last year when we were there in 2017, right before whatever the hurricane that hit, Hurricane Irma, I think it was, that hit Florida. Anyway, we were there 2 days afterwards, and they said they had gotten a shipment in 2 days before the hurricane, and they were gone in 15 minutes. I mean, a shipment of rose gold ears. Now you can't walk into a store without tripping over them, because they're everywhere.
Right.
And actually, there's that new one, Jason, what were you saying, the unicorn?
Yeah.
Which is ugly.
They had trouble describing it. So first they called it unicorn inspired, but then they said the color was translucent, which I kind of have
the color was translucent.
Or not translucent, sorry, iridescent.
Oh,
so the color was iridescent. Okay. And I'm going, iridescent really isn't a color. It's more like that's like saying gloss is a color. It's a description. So
they're trying to say like the color of an oil spill, like where you see a rainbow and it's shimmery.
Right. So that's I think the latest one of the color trends is iridescent. Although I think the rainbow ones may have come out after that, but. Yeah, iridescent is the one, which again, that's not really a color. But
glossy is a color.
Yeah. I mean, the rainbow ears are really, they're good ones, and obviously what they stand for and everything. That's a great that Disney is selling them and everything. So, and it's just that's really cool. But just the rose gold, it's done.
You know what I'm tired of is the headband ears. They need to come out with more of the beanie with the 2 plastic ears, but like the hats, not the headbands. That's what I want.
Yeah, they like the actual Mickey ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that fad is, I believe, gone.
No.
So where else do we go? So after that, I met up with Jason in the afternoon.
The Edison, really.
Right, the Edison, right. That was, we went there, and we were sitting there at dinner, and we're looking around, and and I go, so Jason, this place was what, about 8 months delayed? He goes, no, 2 years.
It's like 2 years delayed.
And I'm looking around, I'm like, why? It's brick. There's some paintings on the wall. There's nothing really special about it, and it was delayed 2 years. It wasn't like the food was fabulous. It was a good burger, and it started the trend of Jason and I basically, or me following Jason's every order that he got.
Officially, Justin copied all my food orders.
Yes, I copied everything he ordered basically the whole weekend. So,
and I copied Carolyn on the last day though. So
yes, that's
so you didn't try the pork extravaganza?
It wasn't on the menu.
Burger. Oh.
Yeah, we looked for it. I think that may have been their burger of the month, and we were there the 1st of November, so we would have just missed it because there was another one. I think Justin looked at it. That was the burger of the month special. I don't remember.
I'm kind of with you guys after having been there. The atmosphere was cool upstairs and stuff, and the bar looked really neat downstairs. But I'm not sure about the delayed opening, and the food I just thought was okay. I mean, there's so many good food offerings in downtown Disney or Disney Springs. I just did it again. I don't know. I want to go back for the nightlife thing that goes on. But other than that, maybe having a drink. But
the cocktail I had with dinner was very good.
That's what they're known for. So
would you have the Edison? I think Jason.
Oh, that's right.
The Edison burger, and Jason had the Edison drink.
Yeah, their signature Edison cocktail.
Edison-y. Yeah,
nothing says I'm not a tourist like ordering the dish and cocktail. That's the restaurant is named after.
So that was basically Thursday. You guys went to the Edison, and then I think, Justin, you would have had to go to bed early because you had the 5K the next morning.
Yes, I had the 5K the next morning. Well, you and Dawn arrived that evening.
Yes, I picked up Dawn at the airport.
Drove her back to the resort. So, I got back to the resort probably a little bit later than I anticipated. Now, also the buses at Disney Springs, that's a whole new layout there, too, the way the buses are set up. And I think Jason and he was going to the boardwalk. I was staying at Pop Century. And I believe we both waited about 20-25 minutes for a bus.
Yeah.
Which, and of course, my bus stop was the furthest one possibly from wherever we were. But,
gotta love the value resorts.
Yeah, that's to be expected. So,
and for some reason, the Disney Springs, it was Boardwalk, Swalfin, and Yon Beach Club were all the same bus. And the Boardwalk was the last stop.
Right.
So I ended up getting off at the Beach Club and just walking over.
So I know they do that a lot for the Run Disney buses. They stop that little loop. So, but anyway, on to 5K day. Yeah. So Friday morning, the buses started running. I believe it was 3:30 in the morning from the resorts to the start line. The 5K ran through It was an Animal Kingdom 5K. And, of course, I made the mistake of not getting on the first bus. So I got to the bus stop probably about 3:45 or so. And you
were late.
Yes.
At 3:45 a.m.
Well, they say you have to be on the bus by 4 a.m., So,
right.
Okay. I get there. Right. It's a 5K. It's figured not a big deal. So I get there, and it was about a 20 to 25-minute wait for the next bus to show up. Which, of course, then starts the stress of,
Yeah, you don't need that.
No, you don't need that. I mean, I shouldn't say it's just a 5K. It's a 5K. It's a nice little warm-up run. For me, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I mean, a couple of years ago, a 5K was like, oh, my God, what am I thinking about doing a 5K? Now a 5K to me is a warm-up run. So just for everyone out there watching and listening, if I can do it, I promise you can do a 5K. Through Disney, it's absolutely, if you haven't done it, it's absolutely fabulous. Jason, we're going to get you out there one of these days. You're going to do it.
Okay.
It's not happening.
So
I'll believe it if Ian gets out there. You got to convince Ian to do a run.
Yes, I will.
And his bloody stumps, that's not happening.
So we got to the staging area at the... that's the whole thing. So we get to the staging area at Animal Kingdom, and they had 2 pictures, one with Mickey and one with Minnie, and the lines were absolutely insane. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to hop on the line for Mickey. And so I'm standing there, and I got messages from Gina, I can't think of what her name is on the boards. But anyway, she was running the 5K also, so she met me for the picture, and we hung out. We got online. We got up to the end, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're gonna be closing the pictures at 5:15," and it's like 5:14, and there's like 6 people ahead of us. So we figured, of course, we are gonna get up there and they were gonna cut it. But we actually did get our pictures, and then off to the corrals. So she was in C, I was in A, and for the 5K, for some reason, they were saying that, yeah, well, when you register for A. So, and they were telling us, corrals A and B have to be in their corrals by 5 o'clock. And I'm like, for what? That's the one thing I dislike about the Disney races is you have to be there so early and to your corral so early and everything. So, and
then you stand for like an hour.
Right. So, but then I got the picture taken, and by the time I got to the crowd, it was probably 5:20-ish or so. And, the race started at 5:30. And they now set in, you have your corrals, but each corral goes off in a wave. So I believe they had 4 waves in each corral, and I wound up being in the last wave of corral A. So, but it was fine. The race started. You start in the parking lot of Animal Kingdom. You basically go around the whole parking lot and then into the park. And then the first mile marker is basically right in the oasis there. So, and then you run through Pandora. And Pandora, I believe we all have seen it at night, is just amazing. And then
did they add extra lighting in Pandora? Because it's dark.
No. They didn't. Yes.
So was it dark running?
Yeah, I actually tried to take a video while I was running from my phone, and it was just so dark. You just see like blinks of light, and it wasn't even worth posting. Mm-hmm. Then they had a couple of character stops out. They had they had a picture that you could take with the waterfall in Pandora, which was cool. And I never remember the raccoon from Pocahontas.
Miko.
Miko. I don't know. I draw a complete blank on that. He was out. Rafiki was out. I didn't really stop for any character pictures. I did stop for the one picture with the waterfall in Pandora, and I have to check my Disney experience to see how the picture came out. And then it was they had Doug and Russell out. That was a pretty cool picture. I stopped for that one too. Actually, I did stop. No, during the 5K, I did stop for pictures. The half I didn't. Then they had Pluto, and and then you go through Pandora. Oh, and the bottlenecks. Oh, does it gets so narrow. That path going from Avatar coming out the back way when you go by towards the Lion King show. Yeah, that path is so narrow, and then once you get through there, I forget exactly where we cut through, but there was this little stone path that literally you could fit 3 people across. So it was just really, really tight. I know they build in choke points, to slow people down during the race and everything. And
they do, but the problem is that there seems to be a fair amount of them when you're going through there, and everybody's with the 5K not so much, but when you get into the 10 and the half and people are trying to make time, and then you get into those areas where you literally almost have to walk.
Right.
Then it becomes an issue. So Justin's talking about where things just come together and you can barely squeeze a few people through at portions of the race. So
and then plus you have during the the 5Ks the people who are actually walking 3 or 4 or 5 abreast, and you're trying to get around them and everything. Which it's their right to do and everything. It's a little annoying and a little inconvenient, but everyone has a right. Everyone paid the same amount of money to be on that course, and for Disney races, very rarely are you ever going to get a personal record because there's pictures, there's stuff to see, there's a lot of people. So and actually, just backing up, when I was in Corral A, now I saw a ton of children in Corral A. I'm talking like sub 10. And usually you don't really see that up in Corral A. So, there was a lot of children with their parents. So, which is fine, but, just saying that. So basically it goes through, you go up through Africa, you come around, you go out where did we go out? Past Everest. We went out over,
I think you just did like a big loop of the whole park. And
more or less, yeah. You come out by Primeval World. They had Dino Donald over there, so I stopped with a picture with that. Then you went out over that way by Dinosaur, kind of out that way. Then you go out behind the scenes. Then you do this weird little switchback. It goes down about, I don't know, maybe a quarter or half mile or so, switches back, then you come back out and you're into the parking lot, and that's where the race ends. So
essentially, it's just a race through the park.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, it's through the Animal Kingdom, which is a fun park to run through. It's a little hilly. You don't really realize it when you're walking.
Hilly,
park, but it's a little hilly. I mean, I basically, when I do my running and my training, it's more or less flat. So any elevation I feel, right away. So
come on out and do the bridge run here.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you think about it, when you're walking through the oasis and then you come towards the tree, there's like the bridge, and then you kind of go down. Yeah, I can see there being hills.
Right. So it's a little. I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, I did a 10-mile run in the Bronx back in September, and that was hills. I mean, the Bronx in New York is very hilly, so that was. But I finished not a great time. I mean, it was okay. I mean, my official time was like 38 minutes, but I also, when I posted that's with my Nike app. When I stop, it stops counting. So I didn't include all the pictures with the characters and everything. That's actually moving time.
Cheated.
So, no, I mean,
cheating, Carlos.
It is what it is. So
you can't stop the clock when you stop.
Well,
it's unfair.
So I mean, I probably.
My Nike app doesn't do that. How come yours does that? Is that a setting?
Yeah, usually it's a setting that it sets when you pause. So.
Yeah, I could probably turn that off.
Mine's not doing that because, like, I just ran a 5K while you guys were doing the 5K stuff this past weekend, and I time with the Nike thing through my.
It might even tell me that it's doing it. Doesn't yours, Justin? It says something like pausing workout or something like that.
It says there must be a setting or something. Or do you do it? Do you do it through your phone? Man, we're getting in the weeds.
I do it through my phone, but it says pausing workout and everything.
Really? Okay, I started on my watch instead.
Gotcha. I mean, I just recently got a Garmin, which I didn't want to try to do something new for this weekend to play with that.
Right.
I didn't need to worry about something else. I was going with what I knew already. So, and then that was the 5K. I got on the buses back. I didn't see Gina after the race, but we did meet up with her later in the day. Went back to the resort, showered up, and then we went met everyone over at Hollywood Studios.
Yep. Which was fun. You got to go over with Dawn to Alien. I'm thinking of the anagram. Alien swirling saucers.
Yes, we did the ride. We've done it before. It's the same as Mater's Junkyard Jamboree in Disneyland. It's a cute ride. It's a very cute ride. It's fun. Slinky Dog, I believe, was an 85-minute wait at that point. We didn't get to the park till I think it was around. I'm sorry, because we had to go to the expo that morning. That's right, Carolyn.
Yeah, we had to pick up 5K.
Right, we have to go to the expo, and of course, you go to the expo, and of course, you start shopping. And actually, I bought this shirt there. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you can see it. It's cool.
We have
the official Wine and Dine. I did 13.1.
And it has a little.
So you bought the I did 13.1 before you did 13.1. I feel like that's cheating too.
I didn't wear it. This one is just says it doesn't say I did it. I have another shirt
that's confident.
It is confidence. Yeah, I think that's better.
Well, the problem is, though, I don't know about this one since I wasn't at the expo, but a lot of the times if you don't buy the I Did It shirt on the first day or two, if you go back and try to buy it after you did it, it's gone.
It's true.
Right.
It is
right.
true.
Oh, yes, that's true. We did meet an amazing cast member.
While we were there,
I'm sorry.
We all went to Mama Melrose's and we had a good lunch. And Dawn and Justin came and met us at Mama Melrose's and said, "We have a surprise for you guys." And it was me and Jason and Gina and Dawn and Justin. And they had seen a cast member that gave them a stack of old paper fast passes that were good for 5 people each for like any ride. So we decided to use them.
Almost any ride. You could use it for anything for the Toy Story.
But Toy Story, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So,
Which really doesn't leave a whole lot.
No.
Anyways.
You have
we did.
Star Tours, and you have Star Tours.
We did
Star
Tower Terror.
Tours.
And Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah, we also had fast passes anyways for some of those rides that day too.
Yes. So and
we
then
got to ride everything multiple times.
Yep.
Yes, and we have an amazing cast member who actually also is a member of the INTERCOT family. So big shout out to Steph. So she's watching along with us right now. She's awesome.
Represent.
So
we really appreciate that. Thank you, Stephanie. And then we ended up thinking, well, you know what? We should probably get going because we got another big day. So Justin stopped a nice lady. I think she thought you were crazy, being like, here, we have some fast passes. You can have them.
Yes, and we actually we met up with the Carbonaras, John and Michelle, also. And actually, they brought the torrential downpours.
Yeah.
With them. I'm still blaming them.
We did.
It was a nice day, a little cloudy, and then all of a sudden, John Carbonara texts me, we're just coming through the gates of Hollywood Studios. We're like, cool, we're getting off of Star Tours. Well, we get off Star Tours as you walk down that ramp and you can look out the entrance from the store. It is an absolute monsoon outside.
Yep.
So
we ran from there to
we ran
Express.
to catch cover. And while we're sitting there,
oh my gosh, I
I
didn't know that this is a thing. That when you're in America, if there's a tornado warning, everybody's phones go crazy. It's like I thought. Okay, I sat there looking at. I forget who I was sitting with, but I'm like, like that. But I thought it was coming from outside the restaurant, and it sounded like an air raid siren. Like I'm like, does this? Yeah, like that. And I'm like, is this a thing? Like, what's going on? And then everybody's like, no, it's just everybody's phone.
Yeah, everybody's phone went off at the same time.
Like, a random attack. What's happening? And then we got a tornado warning.
We all got a tornado warning on our phones, but yet there was not.
This is just the rest of the podcast. It's going to be going off. You can't turn it off.
All the rest of the podcast.
All right, hold on.
Hello, testing. 1, 2. Hello.
Attention.
Okay.
Welcome to the Weather Alert podcast.
And not at one point did any cast member
If there were an actual emergency, you would be told where to go.
That's right.
Because the message, I believe, did say something to the effect of hunker down or stay in place or something like that.
take shelter.
Take shelter, right. I'm sorry. But not one cast member said anything. So
No, we were all in there, like, against these windows. I'm like, do you think somebody would come and tell us if there was a real... And, like, the trees you could see outside were blowing sideways.
Yeah. Well, the one door was open the whole time, too. I'm like, someone should probably at least, like, close that door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, we sat there and ate
weird.
cupcakes.
Yeah.
That was okay.
Yes, we all did our mobile ordering, and we ordered from there.
It was a Disney-generated storm to force everyone into Backlot Express to eat dinner.
In the Biodome.
It was just raining just in like a 10-foot radius of Backlot Express.
Yes. So and then the next day was the 10K day. So Carolyn and Dawn were running. So it was like, you know what? Let's call it an early evening. Go back and relax and everything because getting up at dark, whatever, for these runs. So actually, was there anything else from Friday? I don't think so, right?
I guess just to mention, some people who might be wondering, Slinky Dog during the extra magic hour was like 30 minutes, although they posted 65.
Oh,
liars!
So don't believe them.
Yeah.
Don't believe the hype.
Wow.
Right.
So then the next morning, I got up super duper early, just like Justin had to, and I was out the door picking up Dawn and Justin. I think we left at like 4 o'clock.
I think we met at 4:45. Sorry,
3:45.
Right.
So away we went. Now the 10K is a little bit different than the 5K in that your starting line and your finish line are two completely different parks. So that gives you a little bit of a weird thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like
so
that.
we drove to. It was going to end at Epcot, so we drove to Epcot, dropped off my car there. Justin kind of hung around and just had to stand there. Doing nothing for a while.
I walked with them up to security because you have to go through security, and then they had to catch buses from there to the Magic Kingdom for the
start of the race. So poor Justin was just dipped. And
so I walked over with them. Then I walked back over to a funny little story over to where we thought we'd be able to set up for the cheer ICOT spot, which was at the bus stop entrance for Epcot. So I'm walking over to there, and I see two gentlemen, volunteers there, and they're like, "Oh, can we help you, sir?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just going to go over here to set up for the cheering spot, for I have a bunch of runners running." And the gentleman goes, "Oh, okay, but the runners don't come through here." I'm like, "Okay, sir, you see that big thing that's right over there?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "You see it has that big number 4 on it?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "That's a mile marker."
Yeah.
He goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "That's a mile marker. So it's a 6.2 mile race. So this is mile number 4."
Mile 4, yeah. Number 4.
That thing that's on top that's blank right now, that'll be a clock that'll tell the time. He goes, "No, the runners don't come through here." I'm like, "Sir, I'm not going to argue with you, but I beg to differ. That's what that mile marker is." So he's like, "Oh, okay, so you can go set up over there if you want. If someone from Disney comes along and tells you to move, whatever." I was like, "Oh, okay, no problem." So now this is probably about 4:20-ish or so in the morning, and the race doesn't start till 5:30. So I just find a spot, and I just sit down on the grass, and I'm just like, okay, well, what am I going to do? So I just sat there for a while, and now I'll leave it to Carolyn because you and Dawn went off.
So we went off, and there was really no lineup to get in the bus. I thought, oh cripes, we're going to be stuck in lineups to get on a bus to the starting line and whatever. But no, we literally just walked right on a bus, and as soon as we sat down, the bus was full, and away we went. We get dropped off at the Transportation and Ticket Center, hop out, and people were giving out chapsticks and glow sticks, and we had all kinds of goodies. And we went right to our corrals. Now, Dawn was in Corral C, I was in E, so I knew she took off before me, but it was a good start. And I mean, I was standing around in the corral for a little bit, but that's okay. It gives you time to stretch. And then we were off. And the downside of it, because I think in the past, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like in the past, the 10K during Wine and Dine weekend normally would go through maybe Hollywood Studios and stuff, but there's a lot of construction going on around there. So with this Magic Kingdom thing, we started at the Ticket and Transportation Center, but you don't go through the Magic Kingdom. You're just starting in the parking lot. And the first 5K of the run is just running down the highways. So
they've changed that course. They've changed that course a couple of different times.
Yeah, it was boring.
A couple of years ago, it started at Wide World of Sports, and then I think went into Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Then last year, I believe it started at the Magic Kingdom, went through Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and then you finished.
Yeah, so this one, it was just coming straight down World Drive, then you do the big roundabout loop, and then over to Epcot, and we ended up coming in kind of Future World, close to...
Well, you came in right by mile 4, which is the where the buses were.
Where the buses are, but then we didn't go right into the park. It kind of like...
No, they didn't. That's not what the race goes by.
Right, you're right. Correct. So,
yeah.
No, you guys went in right to where the bathrooms, right when you come off the buses, there's the bathrooms there. You guys went right to the right-hand side.
And then there was some backstage area stuff. But anyway, and then you just kind of go all the way around World Showcase and then back out to the parking lot. So the first half was really boring. There were characters, not a whole lot. And to be honest, I don't really ever stop for character pictures. I'm not a big character gal. So I do remember there being like Lightning McQueen and Mater were there. and there was there was a like the Green Army soldier guy was one of them. They do. I mean, kudos to them for trying. They do try and liven up the dark highway portions with, like, every now and then you'll go under an overpass and there's like a giant TV up there that's playing like some dance music, and they have like the characters dancing on the screen like cartoons. So whatever, they try and liven it up, but it is a really boring first half of an entire race. And then I came scooting in by Justin, and I know that there was a couple other people. Heather and Marcy were there, and Nick. I just missed Nick. He went to the bathroom while I ran by. So
we at about 5:30, Nick and Marcy came over. Nick made these amazing signs. A high five for power boost. Go runner go. He had all kinds of signs that he took his time and really wrote some really cool signs out.
Yeah, so, they were cute.
Over by us, it was Nick, myself, Marcy, then who showed up? Heather showed up, and bless her, she has a bum knee. She was all wrapped up, and she showed up, and her hubby, Ron, he showed up too. So we had a nice little group there, and Nick, for those of you who have been to a Cheer ICOT event before, you know me, I usually scream my head off, and I have no voice afterwards. Nick brought a bullhorn. Giving me a bullhorn is not a good idea, because it also
was it battery powered and stuff?
Yes,
too?
Yes.
Or was it? Oh, jeez.
And nice.
I'm surprised they didn't carry you away to the Disney prison.
And it had a siren on it, and you could just push the siren. I was just annoying people with it, and I was just having so much fun. And I was a little punny with my things, people would run by in the Winnie the Pooh costume, and I'm like, oh, watch out, there's poo on the course, and cats on the course. Oh, watch out, there's cats and rats. And then the stupid alarm, the siren, I push the siren and then go, that is the awesome siren because you are all awesome. Just stupid little things. It was getting a chuckle out of people, so that's the goal,
So we finished our 10K, and then Dawn and I, we were the only ones out of INTERCOT that were doing the 10K that day. So we went back. She went to her room. I was also staying at Pop, and we I know I had a big snooze. I went back to the room.
Oh, well, we attempted to get a snooze, but we couldn't get into our room.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
I had some troubles.
The door, we'd get to the door, and the magic band, we'd use the magic band, and it would go green and blink and click, but the door wouldn't open. Okay, so I tried the app. Same thing. Now, we stayed at Saratoga a few weeks prior, and when you did the app, it said unlock door, and you hit the unlock, and when you got there, the door would be open. You just open it. But for Pop, you basically hold your phone against the door lock like a magic band, and it would unlock. Yeah, no, door didn't want to open. So basically being on, we called the front desk, and they put me on hold for about 8 minutes after I told them the story. Okay, no problem. And then they hung up on me, which then kind of infuriated me. So then I called back and then got someone else. And basically what the issue is because it was very chilly that morning, the locks were expanding, I guess, and the doors were sticking. Because when maintenance finally showed up, they said they've been having calls on it all day. So basically I had to more or less almost muscle the door open to finally get into the room. But,
so we, eventually you guys got your snooze. I had a good nap, and then I went over to the Magic Kingdom, and I had a little bit of time by myself, so I had some fast passes, and I just kind of rode Haunted Mansion, and I rode Pirates. And can I just say, the most annoying thing happened. I see people on their phones in rides all the time, but they don't realize that their bright screen is like lighting up their face. So even though they're not taking a picture, with their flash or anything, but having their phone lighting up their face when you're going around Madame Leota and it's supposed to be all dark, and then you see some guy across the way going by. Anyway, somebody had their phone. They were staring at their phone the whole time, and their screen brightness must have been on at 12,000 megawatts. Then we go into the ballroom, and because their phone was reflecting, like lighting up their face.
Don't give away secrets.
the glass. You could see them in the glass. So they were like their own ghosts in the ride going by.
The Pepper's ghost effect was now turned on them.
Yes, it was bad. And they weren't even paying attention anyway, so they didn't even notice, but I sure did. Anyway, so there's public service announcement.
Stop looking at your phone on rides. Don't go on the ride if you're going to sit and look at your phone. What's the purpose?
I start yelling at people now. I start telling them, put your phone down. When they take pictures with the flash on, I start yelling, turn your flash off. I don't care anymore. We were on Little Mermaid a couple years ago.
It makes zippy sense, okay? It's an experience, right?
Yeah, why is your nose buried in your phone? I don't get it either.
And if you're so bored by the ride that you've been on it so many times, then and you'd rather look at your phone, just go sit on a bench and look at your phone.
Don't ruin it for everybody. A couple years ago, and literally this person kept taking pictures with the flash on, and literally I was blind.
Yeah,
I literally just had to yell, and of course they didn't speak English, so it fell on deaf ears. But it was just like, turn your flash off, people. Come on.
So
dark rides are dark for a reason.
That's right. So I had a few hours to myself to just kind of wander the parks, and then I found these clowns again. They eventually got to the Magic Kingdom, where we went to the Tiki Room, and then eventually we all went to lunch. There was 11 of us, and we went to lunch at the Liberty Tree Tavern, which was very nice. We had 2 tables. Yeah. Ian and his wife and a couple friends showed up too, so they came and had lunch with us. And the Carbonaras were there, and Nick came, and Justin and Dawn, and Jason was there. So we had a nice group. Yeah.
So do they still do the shared stuff there and all that kind of thing? Do
they still do the which?
The shared food kind of, they
family style.
Family style.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious. Hadn't been there in a couple of years. So.
We cleared through that, no problem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely put a hurt in
So that was a good day. I think after lunch was over, did we just kind of say goodbye and go home? I know Cindy came. She was at the park. We saw her as well that day. The Liberty Tree Tavern is not her bag. Her and Katarina.
Yes.
No, Cindy.
Not their dinner menu.
I would eat it, but it's not my favorite when just because I messed up when I was reading our stuff. So it was like lunchtime for everyone, but they start the dinner menu at 3:15 at Liberty Tavern. So you can't order like the hamburger or anything. You have to have
the family style
meal with the turkey, the beef, and the pork.
Yeah.
And I realized as I was driving over there that it was dinner time, not lunch, and that there was no way that Katarina would eat any of that. And unfortunately, now that she's 10, it's a little bit too much to pay for her to not eat anything. So I gave up my spot so that somebody else could go. And Katarina and I had a lovely lunch for her. She chose to have Nutella and waffles at Sleepy Hollow.
No, good choice. I like that.
She was very happy. It wasn't my favorite choice for lunch, but hey.
I don't know.
She adored it.
Sounds good to me. Throw a little ice cream on there and...
it was pretty. I mean, what she had was good. I had the chicken sandwich on the waffles, but she had it's a big, huge waffle, and they put Nutella on it, and then blueberries, strawberries, and bananas, and whipped cream.
That sounds good.
That actually sounds
kind
really
of an ideal 10-year-old meal.
We that evening, so we needed to get back to the hotel just because there was another big day coming up. But I will say that Pop Century had these things. They had a little sign and a table full of. They just looked like grocery bags tied up in a knot, with a sign that said like "Run Disney Power Packs," and it gave a little list of everything that was inside. And I bought one of those, and I kind of rationed it, and that was like great snacks for my whole weekend in my hotel. So it had a bagel with a couple little individual things of peanut butter. There was a big box of raisins. There was fresh blueberries in a container. There was a banana, a granola bar, I think a couple other things. It was a good little snack thing to have in my room. So I was still full from all the food we had at Liberty Tree Tavern because we ate at like a weird time at 3:30. So by the time I got back to my room, I just had like a little snack and I went to bed. Pretty quiet evening.
Yeah, because the next morning,
getting up at 2:00 or 3:00 in the morning will do that to you. Though.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I was running my very first half marathon.
What were you running?
I had to, my very first half marathon.
Hold on. Wait. Justin was running his very first half marathon.
So I wanted to get back to the room and just kind of relax and get off my legs and everything because my knee from my knee surgery a couple years back is still not good. And actually being up that morning, standing there cheering for the 10K kind of really wasn't good on my knee. But I mean, it is what it is. So, but Jason, you were still finishing up for Saturday. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did stay and do the plaza viewing fireworks package. So that was kind of neat.
Yeah, I definitely want to try that out.
Like that.
I definitely want to do that one time.
I honestly do not know why you would do the terrace viewing with the new show and the castle projections.
Right.
Because so many of the firework effects now, they're not just fireworks. A lot of them are tied into the castle projections. So it's less expensive and you get a better view.
Right. Yeah, I definitely, next time we go there, we're definitely going to do that.
Yep.
So Jason, where exactly did they end up walking you after there? Because I know you ate up at the terrace. So is it right in the courtyard area?
Yeah, it's the courtyard area, kind of sort of right there. Like if you walk down by the terrace, they had a big lit up sign, but they still insisted on escorting you over there, which was a little weird. Like they wouldn't let you walk over there. Even though you could see it from the bottom of the ramp, they were like, okay, well, wait here and a cast member will escort you over. And it was a little weird because, they were checking at the gate for wristbands anyways, but they, I don't know if they had a guest wander off and get lost and then complain that they missed the whole show or something. I don't know. But
how do they have it set up with
we're facing the wrong direction the entire show. It was awful.
Whoops.
How do they have it set up with the people who were dining at the terrace for the fireworks? Then they have the after dessert party would be after, obviously. But then yours was the dessert before and then going down there. Did they have a separate area for you guys to sit, or is it still all the same big area at the terrace?
Well, the terrace people don't move. So they are in the area where you can at least see out of and you can see the castle.
Right.
And then the before with plaza viewing and the after with plaza viewing, I believe, are in the same areas because they've cleared that out and they change it over kind of during the fireworks.
Okay.
So the before and after both view it from the same plaza viewing area. So if you have the after, you go to the plaza viewing area first, right. Without a cast member escort, or maybe you have to check in and they escort you the 5 feet over to the left to the entrance. Yeah, so it's kind of like that back plaza, the back walled-in viewing area on the right side as you're facing the castle. It's where the area was. So you definitely kind of want to get there a little early, so you can be over sort of more towards the left side, so you're a little bit more central to the castle. But
now, is this back by the Plaza restaurant or a little further up?
It's on that side, I guess, because it's by the terrace, Tomorrowland Terrace itself. But it's the first, you're in the hub, you're in the new expanded hub, that first sort of garden area.
Okay, I got you.
It is behind the fountain, though. I didn't notice it the last time, but the fountains stay on during the show, and they actually keep the lights on them. But the lights do change kind of with some of the different castle projections, color-wise.
Oh, okay.
So there's kind of mood lighting on the fountains during the show.
Very nice.
So, it was that we were there the first day. The Christmas decorations were up for Magic Kingdom also, just something else to comment on.
Yeah, that was weird walking into the Magic Kingdom and seeing the big tree up already. I was like, wow. Now, that was a question.
Take them long.
Is that too early? I mean, this was November 3rd at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems a little early.
I was seeing pictures from a few people on November 1st. There was a few wreaths up and stuff.
Yeah, the decorations went up the 1st, but the first day for the tree was the 3rd.
Yeah.
According to
happened to be someone's special birthday.
Yeah.
Well, the reality is, isn't the first very Merry Christmas party is
today. I think it was today? The 8th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw some people posting that they were there tonight.
We'll be there tomorrow, so be sure and look on the social media feed. And INTERCOT's John Hoyt will be taking us on a tour of the Magic Kingdom.
Very nice.
Cool. Yeah, we did that party for the first time last year. We had never done it before, and it was a very fun party. I really enjoyed it. So we're not doing it this year, but we really enjoyed it last year.
So then Sunday morning, bright and early, we got Justin. You got up.
I got up at, I believe I was up at 2:25, I believe, because I wasn't going to make the same mistake about not being on the first bus. So
you were up bright and early.
Yes, I was up at 2:25. Had a little runner's panic. So I get up, I get out of the room, I get to the bus stop, I get there. It's, I don't even know, a couple minutes before. There's 5 buses lined up. I'm like, perfect, no problem there. And I'm like, I just do my final check to make sure I have everything. And I'm missing my bag that has all my gels and my goos and my fuel stuff for the run. So, of course, that puts me in a complete panic. And I called Dawn, and I yelled, "You have to meet me downstairs. I forgot my bag." And, of course, she has no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm literally running back to the room. So I got my nice little morning run in before the run. So she meets me at the elevator, and because we were in Pop Century at the 60s building, which is right by the Hippy Dippy pool. So I had to run back and everything. Not a big deal. And, of course, I get back there, and it was 3:01, and the first 2 buses had pulled out, and I finally got on, I think, the 4th bus or something like that.
So you got there. You were on your way, and at the same time, roughly, I was picking up Dawn again, and we went to go to the boardwalk where we were going to meet you, but the roads had already started to get closed off.
Oh, really?
So,
I didn't know that.
Womp womp. So we and Justin can attribute that attest to the fact that I am directionally challenged, and so is Dawn. So thank God we put on Waze or Google Maps or something. Anyway, it was like, do a U-turn, do a U-turn, do a U-turn. We couldn't do any U-turn. Anyway, we made it there. We got to the gate, and a couple other people had gone before us and tried to get into the boardwalk, but they weren't letting people park there. So we thought, well, great, how are we going to get in? Because this is where we're cheering. So Dawn, smart girl, she spoke up. She said, we're meeting Jason Kauffman. We're going to Jason Kauffman to have breakfast.
For some coffee?
For some coffee. We're going to see Jason Kauffman.
Which was true. I had coffee waiting.
Yes.
And this was a subject of conversation for the whole weekend leading up to this trip about Jason having coffee ready in the morning for everybody. So
we got to the gate, and the man said, well, the parking lot is closed. Oh, no, we're here for breakfast. So his name was Keith, and he was from Kalamazoo. So we kind of convinced him, like, you got to let us in. So he let us in. Good. We parked, and away we went. We went down onto the boardwalk where we usually watch the races, and partway through the race, Keith from Kalamazoo comes cruising on by, and we're like, "Hi, how you doing? Look, we're having breakfast with Jason Kauffman." So he couldn't say that we, weren't having breakfast. We were drinking coffee, so it was breakfast. We also had, cowbells and stuff, so it was good.
Oh, did they? I didn't even ask. Did they let you use the cowbells on the boardwalk?
We kept them kind of quiet until right around when you were coming by. We didn't. I mean, by then it was bright enough, and people were on their balconies above us at the boardwalk, so we weren't waking anybody up. I don't think.
Right, because I got to you guys. I believe it was about 8:05 in the morning. So, so the race started at 5:30. I believe I started at about 5:40ish, 5:30 something. And it starts in the parking lot from Magic Kingdom, and this one, instead of going down World Drive, branches off this back road. I don't even know what it's called, and it goes like this back way down towards Animal Kingdom, and very dark road. And actually, of course, in the morning, just when they start singing the national anthem, what happens? It starts absolutely pouring rain, and
been there.
I know you're going to be soaking wet from running and everything, and me, I perspire a lot. So I even go for a small run. I come back and I'm wringing my clothes out. So more cowbell, yes, more cowbell. So
you were doing really great though. Like, we couldn't believe that you were on your Facebook posting videos of yourself and like answering
we were
texts.
like following along. We're like, he's here now.
I was doing. I think just to kind of take my mind off it, because I was really in my own headspace. Like I said, it was my first half marathon, and I knew I was going to finish. I wasn't worried about that. Even if I had to walk it, I was going to finish. But, you get in your head, and, this is something, for those of you who don't really know, I had gastric sleeve surgery in 2016. I was 380 pounds, and now I'm around I fluctuate between 197 and 202. So, I lost a dramatic amount of weight, and it's doing 5Ks. I never would have ran any of this stuff without INTERCOT, and, with all the people who have talked about, the stuff going back to Melanie and Carol and Christine and I don't even know who else I'm forgetting.
I remember listening to those podcasts. And
really,
John,
and
look at
John. Yes, I'm sorry, John. And you, and also starting to talk
Some
about
other guy.
Yeah,
Bye, John.
Just leave. That's okay. We got this. We don't need you. We got this. So, it really got me motivated to do some 5Ks way back when, and I never was able to really run back then. I mean, I shuffle. Not that I'm really running now, but I was shuffling along, and a 5K was taking me upwards of an hour, and then I decided to do a 10K, and I signed up for it, and then I started getting injuries, and I wasn't able to do it. And then it just got to the point that it was like, all right. And then finally in 2016, I decided to make a lifestyle change for myself. And so I went ahead, I had the surgery, and trust me, that was a big decision. It was something that Dawn and we went back and forth with, and, it was a lifestyle change. And I'm sorry to bring the podcast down, but anyway, so... And one of my goals was...
It's inspiration. What are you talking about? There's nothing bringing us down. It's quite incredible. If you go look back, folks, at the INTERCOT timeline and see pictures of I had posted on my timeline, my personal timeline, a picture of all of us together and things like that. But if you saw Justin, the before and after, the transformation is amazing. And not only that, but the fact that you've stuck with it for so long is a testament, because sometimes folks don't.
Yeah,
I mean, I've known people who've had that surgery who end up, gaining the weight back.
Absolutely.
Yep. But you're a dedicated guy.
It wasn't just a decision for, a year or two. This was a lifestyle decision. I mean, for those of you who met me, I love my beer, and I can now not have any carbonated beverages. I haven't had a soda, a seltzer, a beer, anything carbonated in over 2 years. And even alcohol I've cut back dramatically on. Training for this back in August, I went out one night, had a few drinks, and I felt crappy the next 2 days. And I had to run one of those days, and I felt miserable. I said, you know what? I'm not. Yeah. I was like, I'm not going to have a drink until after this race is over, until I get through this. So, and I didn't have a drop of alcohol. I love a cigar every now and then, and I had a cigar one day and then went out running the next day. And also it just messed with my breathing a little bit. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to, and actually try to live a somewhat cleanish lifestyle, with what we eat and everything.
Well, what struck me the most, Justin, is like when you look at my run Disney pictures, and you see the photographer coming and you try and smile for them or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
All my smiles in my pictures are like fake smile. Justin comes running up past us on the boardwalk. He's legitimately smiling, and we were at like mile 12. And you're still smiling, just booting right along. Okay.
You were just past 11. 11 was right around the corner from where you run up. You come up the path from Hollywood Studios to Boardwalk, and you come out by Jelly Rolls. And it was right before there. But you know what it was? Because I knew I was looking forward to seeing you guys. So, let me just go back. I'm sorry. So the whole thing with the videos, I always see people put up their video blogs of their run stuff and whatnot. So I honestly, just Thursday morning as I got into the airport, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a little stupid video every couple of hours or so. So I'm actually going to put them all together and make like a YouTube video of it anyway. Nice. But so anyway, it was just something more or less to motivate me and to keep my mind off of what was going on. Instead of sitting there, mile 1, okay, 12 and a half to go. Mile 2, okay, 11 and a half to go. I couldn't do that to myself.
I don't know. I do that. It's horrible, especially when you get towards the end, and you're like, so you hit 10 miles, and it's like you only have 3 to go. Like I've just got a 5K to go, and then it just starts setting in. Now, did that happen to you at all at any point? Like where you felt like all of a sudden, you were walking in mud instead of running?
Yeah, that was the start line. So
you didn't look like it because you looked like you were booting it right along. Maybe you were just doing it to impress us as you went past us. But
I do a run walk thing.
Well,
I do a run walk thing. Yeah. I was training at minute, walk a minute, run a minute. But at the expo, I actually met Jeff Galloway and talking to him, and super cool guy. And he was like, we recommend people do 30-30. So I hadn't really trained in it, but I tried it, and
30-30.
Yeah, 30 seconds running, 30 seconds walking. So
really,
they feel that people do much better than that with the minute. I mean, I know it's the same amount of time, but I guess the resting is, I don't know, but
so yeah. Well, I'll just like my perspective is, and I'm not by any token of the imagination a serious runner. I've run in a bunch of half marathons. I've had half marathons where I've pretty much had to walk it in from halfway through because of leg cramps and things like that. I've had that happen 2 or 3 times. But like my thing is like when you start getting to the point where you're tired, and then you start like I'll try and run just constantly until the point where I feel tired. And then I start doing the interval stuff like you're talking about, only like I'll pick something out on the horizon and say, okay, I'm going to run to that point, and then I'm going to walk.
Right.
So all right. So it's a common thing, I guess. I mean,
Jeff Galloway, his whole run program is designed for you to have these intervals, and it's to help you be stronger at the end of the race. It's not so much for the beginning of the race; it's for the end of the race. So you feel stronger to get there and
conserving
get through
your
it.
energy.
Right. So so the race started. I'm going along, and my first mile, I think I did like 11 minutes and 40 seconds or something like that, which is I'm usually around 12 minutes a mile. So that was, I was a little ahead of pace and everything. So I was like,
you were juiced.
Cool. Yeah, I was going along pretty good. And like I said, my knee was acting up from standing around the day before, and just being in the parks. Excuse me. So I noticed each mile after that, I definitely was slowing down. I wanted to stay under 13 minutes a mile. I wanted to stay in the 12 range. And I did fairly well with that. Towards, you get a little further in the race. And then I did start getting tired and hurting.
It happens.
So,
I get sore. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It does happen.
So
can you imagine a full marathon, Justin, though? I mean, because like for me, I having done halves, I can't even imagine. Like people like Christine who did a full.
Yes, absolutely. she inspired me with that when she did hers, and hers. Maybe I was taking a little stuff from her. Like she would post every mile at the thing, little puns.
Yeah. And
I was doing videos. I mean, it's kind of similar. I don't know if I'm stealing her idea or whatever. And I wasn't doing it for every mile. I did it kind of just sporadically during the race.
Steal her.
Yeah, But if you would have asked me 6 months ago, I would have said absolutely no to a marathon. Now, I think doing a half, I might.
This just in.
Might consider doing. I don't know about a Disney, but I might do the New York City Marathon. I might try that because with the New York City Road Runners, which is a group that I'm hooked up with here.
Wow.
You do a certain amount of races during the course of the year, and then you get an automatic qualifying for the next year's marathon. So next year, I'm going to try to do some of those races and then maybe qualify for the 2020. I don't know. This is all kind of in my head right now where it's safe. But,
not anymore. It's not.
Well, like I said, I've done one half marathon. I've done one half marathon. I have to see if I can do another one. I do have to get my knee looked at to find out what's going on because it does still hurt. I mean, today is Thursday. Excuse me. I did the race on Sunday, and I'm still sore. I went for a nice massage.
Did you ice it and stuff? Or,
oh, yeah. I took a nice ice bath afterwards.
Okay.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I caught a stupid cold. Yes. Thanks, John. No, I'm not doing this year's marathon. Thank you, though.
You've got a month.
I caught a stupid cold while we were there and everything. But so I went for a nice massage yesterday, and they really worked out a lot of the rough parts that I had, and I feel much better today than I have. But the knee is still sore. So anyway, running along, the first 4 miles, I believe, was all highway. Then I get into Animal Kingdom and, running through Pandora again, but we ran the opposite way this time from Africa in and then out that way. It was cool, some characters and everything. And then you get to Osceola Parkway. You go through the whole parking lot and then Osceola Parkway. And that is a long parkway to run on. It just seems like it's forever. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So I'm running along, and then that's when I guess, and now I'm at mile, I don't even know what it was at that point, 6 or so. And I'm like, okay, I'm not even at the halfway point yet, and I'm starting to really slow down. I could feel myself needing to take more walk breaks and extend my walk breaks a little bit because I want to finish. That's the ultimate goal is to finish. So, and then I'm going along and I get to like mile 9-ish and I'm like, all right, I'm at 9. I know my people are at mile 11. That got me through that. That mentally said, I know I'm going to see my wife and my INTERCOT family. I'm going to see them very soon. And I said, all right, I know I can do this. So I'm thinking in my head, not even mile wise. I'm like, okay, I have 25 minutes till I see them at, 12 and a half minutes a mile, roughly. So I'm like, all right. So that got me moving. And then I'm on the path from Hollywood Studios to the boardwalk, and they have a DJ set up right there. And, this is the first time I heard it the whole weekend. Anyone running their first half marathon. And, of course, I start screaming like an idiot, and I think I scared the people around me, I'm like, woo! And, the DJ just points at me and whatever. And so I'm, like, going along. Then I see that 11-mile sign, and I said, all right, right around this corner is my people. And I turned that corner, and I heard the cowbells, and I heard the screams, and I saw the signs. And that really, you guys have no idea how much that got me through. And just, Carolyn took an awesome video of me. Well, I don't know if it's an awesome video of me. It's a video of me.
It's a good video.
And, I don't realize how silly I look when I'm running because when you're doing it, you don't realize it.
Nobody looks good running. Don't worry.
And so I get up to them and everything, and I see all the signs again. And then Nick made new signs with Go Buck Go and Team Buck. And that just...
Which is funny because a lady whose last name is Buck stopped in front of us and she's like, I need to take a picture with you with this.
Yeah, so, there you go. Run, Buck, Go. And then there's one there also. And then, like I said, just seeing all you guys standing there was what I needed to get me through the end of the race. And I've said this before, but Dawn, my wife, she got me through so many bad times. I had one run. It was an 11-mile run, and I came home, and I was basically in tears because I was in so much pain. And I said, what am I thinking? I cannot do this. I'm out of my mind. This is ridiculous. I'm calling it. I'm done. And she was like, stop. You had a bad day. You had a bad run. And because
did she play the song?
Which one?
Had a bad day.
Oh, okay. So I mean, I found it was a matter of finding my right fueling before the race and during the race. I guess I wasn't fueling properly, and I think that's
really.
Yeah.
So what did you do? What's your secret sauce there, Justin?
There's no secret sauce. Just basically looking at people's posts, different things, and I basically before the race I was doing a bagel with peanut butter to just carb up. Now you see the whole thing. Also with me, it's a little more difficult with carbs with bagels because with the surgery, bread and whatnot isn't good for you because it expands in your stomach and it could actually hurt. I've actually overeaten too much and you actually get physically sick. So I have to actually watch how I do stuff like that. I guess it's different from, people who could just, whatever. So that morning I probably had like maybe half to 3/4 of a bagel with peanut butter. Then before the race, there's these GU company, GU, and not GU because Jason was like, he had no idea what I was talking about. He was like, GU?
GU, what?
Yeah, so it's this company, like GU. They make these waffles, and it's called a waffle. And I had one of them before the race. Then I had this little energy gel, not from GU, it's another company. I had that before the race also. I had the waffle 30 minutes before, and then the gel 15 minutes before. And then every 3 miles, I was doing a GU energy gel. So, and that just gets you, it replaces some of the stuff, your amino acids, and has some caffeine in it to get you going. Plus, I also had my water bottles filled with this. It's a drink called Spark. It's by this company Advocare, which I think I spoke about before. It's like an energy drink
filled with Jolt Cola.
Yes. So, well, no, I can't drink. I can't drink yet. Oh, Red Bull. So anyway, so I had that, and then not every water stop, but every other water stop, I'd refill my bottles with either Powerade or water, and then dilute the Powerade a little bit because it's a little too sweet. And that's how.
So do you have like one of those running belts?
I have a running belt with 2 10-ounce water bottles. When I run at home, I have because there's no water stops when I'm running at home. I have like a backpack thing with two 40-ounce, 2
people aren't just standing by the road.
I know, like, really. They should be out there.
You might not want to take those waters.
Come on, what's the worst going to happen? So anyway, at home I run with a pack that has 2 24-ounce water bottles, so I can kind of just grab them out of my back and drink along. So, and then that's basically how I fuel. And about mile 5 or 6, I forget which, they gave out sports beans, which are basically jelly beans, with some energy. And I had one of them then, and then I had another pack later on in the race. And that really,
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I need to see a marketing scheme. How can we sell more jelly beans?
Yes.
We'll call them
energy. Because I've come back from a few runs, and just from expelling all your whatever while you're running, I've come back and I've been very my sugar has been really low, and I've
had races like that occasionally too.
And you get a little.
Are you expelling everything?
Yes,
don't even get me started. Don't get me started.
I heard stories, Carolyn.
All right. So anyway, so I pass you guys, and then I'm like,
stop! It didn't happen for whoever's paying attention. It didn't. Stop.
Carolyn had an interesting weekend.
No, just stop. All of you, stop.
So we
did not poop myself running, just so we're clear here, people.
Well, the funniest part is you weren't sure. That's the part that. Anyway, so I kept going after you guys, and at that point, I'd go down through International Gateway and into Epcot. And then when you're running around World Showcase at, mile 12-ish, that's a long way to run around. It's just like, where is Mexico? Mexico, I got to get to Mexico, and then I know I'm out. And then actually running along by the American Adventure, Heather's husband, Ron, he's a Disney cast member. He was there and, gave me I gave him a big sweaty hug and everything. And sorry about that, but he was there and everything. And then just made my way around and got to, came around and you get by Spaceship Earth and then you go out and then the finish line is there. And I took a video of the people. Yes, I do. And then
I think we lost Carolyn, by the way.
Yeah.
She froze.
I think she froze.
I think she was actually just sitting there holding her head. So then I took a video of the people right at the finish line, and they're so motivational. I know it's the last little bit. And I got through the finish line, got my medal as you put the picture there, and I just asked the cast member, I was like, one of the volunteers was like, can you please just take my picture? And he was a little technology challenged. I was like, all you have to do is just push the button on the phone. And I was there for about 5 minutes before we finally got like 3 or 4 different pictures. But that happened to be one of them. And that's actually one of my favorite ones. There's one that I have like this weird smile on my face, but that one is one of my favorite ones. And
sorry, this is the only one that I have.
Yeah, no problem. And then from there, I went to medical where I had them tape my knee up. And literally at this point, I don't know if it was just all the emotions of finishing and just doing it. And being in pain, I actually was like, very cheerful and everything. But, I got through it. And then Dawn and Carolyn, they drove from the boardwalk over to there and they met me with a wheelchair to drive me back to the car. Yeah. And I was refusing to get into it, but honestly seeing it, I was like, that's actually not a bad idea. I needed to be off my leg for a couple minutes, and that definitely helped. But all in all, I know I've rambled. I've gone all over the place with this, but it was a great weekend. Met with a lot of great people between being there with Jason and Carolyn and seeing Cindy and Katarina and Heather and Ron and Marcy and Nick with the signs and seeing Gina. She met with us on Friday after the 5K. She spent the day with us. And I don't know if I'm missing anybody else. Oh, Ian. Sorry. I forgot seeing Ian and Trish and their friends, which I cannot remember their names. I apologize.
Oh, yeah, Ian.
And it was just, it was a really, really good weekend. I'm very happy I decided to do this. And you know what? I want to give a big shout out to Gail also, because she was actually the one who said, hey, let's get this all together and let's do this. And she's like, if you do it, I'll do it. And I said, absolutely. And I did it, but she wasn't able to do it because she had a family obligation. I know, John, you were going to be there and you had a family obligation and, you had, stuff going on. So it's, all in all, and I also have to give a lot of credit out to Cindy and to Bad Kitty, Selena. You guys talked me through and down a few times from when I was having really bad days. I messaged them a lot and, got me through a lot of bad times. And I did it. And that's that. I mean, and I know everyone says my story is inspiring. My story is just one of many. And, I don't want to sound like I'm modest or anything like that. But, my head, I am still that fat 380-pound guy. That's still in my head. And for me to be able to go ahead and do this just proves to me, and it should prove to anybody else, you can do whatever you want as long as you put time and effort into it. And I did. I trained all summer long.
And you are being modest. You are.
I'm not a braggart. I mean,
I'm just so impressed by you. I'm more impressed by your marathon, first half marathon, than I was doing my own, because you went after it and you trained and you stuck in there no matter how bad it got or how worried you were, and you had a vision and you saw it through. And a lot of people don't do that. They give up.
Right.
So,
and I had 2 goals.
I mean, there are plenty of stories, yes, where people do things, but I think that's what I want people to take away, is just what you said. You stuck to it and you saw that dream through. So for anybody listening, don't give up on yours if you have one, especially if it's something like doing Run Disney or changing your life. You can do it. You just have to take that first step.
No, I'm gonna definitely back that up, because you know what? I was faced with, at age 40, with some health issues, and I was on like 5 different kinds of meds and high blood pressure, bad low cholesterol, bad high cholesterol. Like, I had it all going on at that point, sleep apnea, the whole 9 yards. And I was like, I think I topped out at over 205 pounds. So at that point, I just said, well, I got a CPAP, and I said, I can't live like this, because I just couldn't sleep with it. Like, I was one of those people that just couldn't do it. And so I said, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to try it. And I did a diet, did the Nutrisystem thing, or whatever, whatever one you do. That's the one that worked for me, and lost 45 or so pounds, and have pretty much stayed, since that, for the last 12 years, something like that. Right. So, I mean, to Cindy's point, to your point, you have the power to affect change in your own life, and Absolutely. You got to find a goal and just stick with it. And you know what, having your own, support system is a big thing too. So, having good people around you.
I had 2 goals for my race, and I keep joking around, and my goals were finish and don't die. But my real goals were, I wanted to finish under 2 hours and 45 minutes, which I didn't make, but I wanted to finish under 3 hours. I finished, the actual clock time is 2 hours 57 minutes 59 seconds. So I beat it by 2 minutes. For that. Obviously, I go up from here. I mean, I did stop. I stopped to use the restroom once, which, in all my training, I always, got myself to not have to stop. But for some reason, this one I had to. And then I stopped for about a minute and a half with you guys at the cheer ICOT spot. And like I said, I wasn't worried about time. It was just a goal I had in my head to try to finish in that time. And I beat one. And then next time I will beat the other one. So, and that's that. So, you guys on the site have encouraged, you guys have got me where I needed to be, and you helped me. And I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot to me, more than probably you all know. So. Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that everybody could be there for you. I'm sorry I couldn't. I really wanted to. It was disappointing for me, but I'm glad everybody else was able to support you, and I was glad to watch you complete your goal online. So that was very cool.
So then that was Sunday. So then afterwards, went back to the room and relaxed for a bit, and then everyone. Jason, I believe you went to the Animal Kingdom that morning. No, I'm sorry.
No, that was.
You went to Epcot, right? Yeah, you had your brunch. That's right.
Yeah, I had the brunch at Chef Art Smith in Disney Springs, which was very good. I would recommend that. And then, then I met up everyone at Epcot later in the afternoon.
Yes. And I'm sorry. Just to back up, I don't want to also just Dawn during her 10K also set a personal record. She beat her previous 10K time by over 13 minutes. Now, by 13 minutes. She really trained her butt off. Also, we didn't train together because it's difficult with you were following the Jeff Galloway plan, and it's just different days and different times and mileage and everything. It was very difficult. but she trained her butt off. We both did, and she rocked it. She really rocked her 10K. So sorry, go ahead. I just didn't mean to digress for a second there.
No, that was good. Actually, I think I have a picture of. Hang on, let me see if I can do this.
There she is. Yeah, that's my.
There we go.
And
there's Dawn rocking the.
And also wearing the RunICOT T-shirt. So. Yeah, I still have to order new ones because my old ones are a tad large.
I've got to come up with a new design too, or some new colors or something.
Yeah,
for our 21st birthday.
Yes, happy 21st birthday.
Yeah, I miss it every year, but in October we celebrated 21 years online. So
nice,
quite a thing. By the way, I think we have Carolyn back. Did you make it back, Carolyn?
I am here. Yep.
Yeah, she's on the
My
Skype.
computer got frozen once we got on the poop talk, so
it was just
it literally crapped out.
Well, then,
but
then there was like about a minute.
Justin we know and love.
Yeah, there's like a minute of you just on there frozen with this creepy smile too, which I was trying very hard not to laugh at, but it was just very odd. Creepy Canadian smile.
So then, we met up at Epcot a little bit later in the day because I needed to relax and get off my knee for a bit. It was very sore. And then, we met over at Epcot. And Carolyn, I believe you went somewhere else first. Oh, you're the one that went to Animal Kingdom.
She went to Animal Kingdom first.
So, and then we all met up at Epcot, and we had a lovely meal at San Angel Inn. We met up with Patty and Steve Stark. They were down for the weekend also. And also, before that, I met up with Rachel Manes and Sean Kauffman. They were there also. So shout out to them. It was nice catching up with them for a couple minutes. And, I forgot. Dawn and I had done that wine tasting. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. So they had the beverage seminars for Wine and Dine. And most of them are, beer tasting or whatever. And obviously, I can't drink any carbonated. So we were like, we're going to do a nice wine tasting. So in the festival center, #Wonderful of Life, come back. We were in there, and they had a nice little table set up there. And they had 3 wines from the Jarvis winery. I was going to say brewery. Winery from Napa Valley. And I forget the gentleman's name that was doing the seminar. He works for them, and he's explaining how their winery is higher up, so it's a 12-degree temperature difference, so it takes their grapes longer to go, and it was a whole thing. So basically, they had a Chardonnay, a Merlot, and a Sauvignon. Thank you. I can never say that. And now neither Dawn and I are fans of any of those 3, but they were tasty. 3 little glasses, probably, I don't know, an ounce, 2 ounces in each. Yeah, probably about 2 to 3 ounces in each. And he just spoke about how they made them all and everything. And, it was a good little wine tasting. It was $17 each. And it killed 45 minutes. And then we went over and met everyone for dinner. And...
excellent.
And we had tickets to the after party, but It was really rainy, so we didn't get to do a whole lot of stuff. I sat front row and I watched the American Adventure, which I always like to do. And we met up with what's the dragon's name, Justin?
Mushu. Yeah,
Mushu. So we had a picture with Mushu, but it was getting really rainy. So one of the last things we did of the night, which was crazy, and it got a big response on the social media, was Jason posted a picture or 2 and video from the Adventurers Club. They set up.
Oh yeah, what was that all about?
They were actually out on the course also for the half marathon. They were actually set up at right past mile 1 or so. They were actually out there set up talking with guests and taking pictures with runners. And I didn't stop for them though, but
yep. So they had as part of the after party, they did 3 shows. We caught the second one.
Gosh, so sad. I missed that.
So it was really good. I'm not sure anyone in our group actually had seen the original Adventurers Club.
Oh, there's your part. Here's your ticket.
Yep.
Yes, I had never seen the Adventurers Club.
But it was really good. I was aware of it. Like I was aware of Kungaloosh and Hoopla and the Balderdash Cup and all that. They actually had the Colonel came to life instead of the curator. I guess in the first show was the curator, and then 3 of the other main characters. So Pamela Perkins is the club president, I think. And then they had the Colonel, whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, was there for the second show.
Yeah.
I can type it out. But so it was really funny. They very kind of openly mocked that it had been 10 years since they'd done a show, and they forgot some of the script. Yeah, they were trying to do some of the songs they did, and they got stuck about halfway through on a couple of them, and just kind of laughed it off. And so it was 10 years ago, so it'd been a while. And they did bring up an interesting point about halfway through. The Adventurers Club closed, 2008 then? Although I think he had gone somewhat seasonal by that point. It wasn't doing the nightly shows. In 2008, people weren't super onto, cell phones or iPhones yet, really.
Right.
So the more adult language that went on in the Adventurers Club was still very kind of this, sort of Disney secret and allure. Well, they were doing real shows from the Adventurers Club and the actual scripts. So they actually did kind of stop halfway through and I think made the comment of, we're not used to people videotaping us when we're doing this.
Oh, and the one guy was videotaping the front, and the guy was like, "I'm going to smash your phone after this."
Right. It was like, "Don't worry, I'm going to smash his phone after this. There won't be any evidence." So it was all very good.
Eyeballed. Yes.
So we got two short videos up there of it, just to give you a little bit of a taste of it without spoiling it for those that are there, and hopefully it'll be a unique experience they'll continue to do, because it was quite popular even in the rain, because it did start to come down again during that.
Yeah, the picture with Mushu, if you would have saw us 5 minutes before that with our ponchos, we were just dripping wet. It was just nasty out that night. It was just pouring rain. It was just ugly.
Yeah.
And then we walked over and we all got
pretty much wrapped up the whole weekend.
I was going to say.
The next day we were starting to get going home. I know, Jason, you stayed for another day.
Yep, my day without a cell phone. So that was smartphones. That was interesting. That's kind of where we started the podcast. So we've now come full circle.
Full circle.
Yes, and Carolyn drove Dawn and I to the airport. We had a 12:20 something flight, and that morning we just packed and said our goodbye to Pop Century, and that was more or less it. Oh, I'm sorry. We did have another issue with our door. The night of the Saturday night, the 10K, we come back to the room. We come back to the room, and our door is open. Apparently, when Mousekeeping cleaned the room, they left the bar, and the door was just open. Who knows how long it was open, and we called the front desk, and they're like, "Well, is anything missing?" And we're like, "No." And they pretty much, well, I guess that's it then, And obviously, it's a bit of an issue. So we've been contacting Disney and emailing with them, and there's really not much of a resolution we can expect, but to at least make sure that it doesn't happen again. And it was a little disheartening that how very blasé they were about the whole issue. But for those of you who know Dawn, she's a bit of a pit bull, so she's going to be on top of things. And Jason's laughing because he saw some of the rage.
Well, sounds like a good time had by all. Hashtag RunICOT.
Yes, so. RunICOT, Cheer ICOT, Run Disney, hashtag Wine Dine Half. The whole crew did a great job of posting to the different social medias. and I hope you all followed along as well as you could. And if you want to go back and look at the hashtags, hashtag RunICOT, hashtag CheerICOT, there's lots of posts up there. I did mostly my own private stuff. Sorry, I didn't post to the other stuff because I knew Jason and Carolyn were on that more. Yeah, I know. So I basically, but I did hashtag a lot of the stuff. So if you want to go back and look at my pictures and videos and silly stuff, feel free. If not, that's fine.
You can find it. So we've got about 8 minutes left. So, Jason, of the stuff that we had to go over tonight, what's the most important?
I've got a glorious 3-hour presentation.
You've got 8 minutes.
Let's see what we have. Probably the biggest thing, two biggest things. So the new ticketing system is in process at Walt Disney World. So probably in the interest of time, if you just want to go to the website, www.intercot.com, and scroll probably about halfway down. How loud is this music? Because I can't even hear myself right now.
I know. Sorry. All right,
I'm not going to shout over the music.
There we go. Is that better?
Better.
Sorry.
If you scroll about halfway down the page, you'll find our links there. So everything you need to know about the new ticketing system is up on the website. Short of it is you now have to pick dates from a calendar. Depending on how long you pick, you have certain time periods to use it. Other important things to know, annual prices have increased, as well as theme park parking prices. So check those out on the boards before your next trip so you're in the know. And if you have any questions, make sure you post because all of the friendly INTERCOTees would love to answer your questions. Other big news is we talked about it, but it has now officially been announced. The former River Country site, as well as where Mickey's Backyard Barbecue was and the surrounding area, will be a brand new hotel opening in 2022. It'll feature 900 hotel rooms plus new Disney Vacation Club units.
What are they calling? Are they not a tentative name or no?
Yeah, there will be DVC rooms. No name yet for it. But it's going to be nature-inspired. It's a little interesting. It almost sounds like it might be similar to the Disney Nature resort that's out at Disneyland Paris. It won't be on that grand of a scale. You can do the Googles on that. It's called Villages Nature Paris, but it has different types of sort of naturally inspired room settings, and it's interesting that in the description they talk about many different room amenities, so they might be at least taking some inspiration from that. But it will be all spread out throughout that area. They say, spread across a variety of unique accommodation types. In the survey that was sent out for it ahead of time, they said one of the possible names will be Disney Discovery Lodge. They sent out a survey asking if guests like that named. The theme was defined as refined nature. And said the resort will use steel, glass, and wood in a way reminiscent of the beautifully crafted cabins found in nature. You know, those cabins that organically grow in nature on cabin trees. Other well-crafted details and refined materials will reflect the organic forms of the outdoors. Of course, as opposed to the inorganic forms of the outdoors. Chemistry.
Right, yeah. Stay away from those.
So, 2022, that I guess will be the next big thing once we get through all the 50th anniversary expansion projects in 2020 and 2021. Maybe only other thing to comment real quickly, Skyliner. A few updates on that. So I think we saw it all during the trip there. the Skyliner, or Sightliner, as it's also being called, since it's breaking up sightlines all over the property.
Hadn't heard that one, but I like.
Yeah,
it's just such an eyesore. It just looks awful.
It's not as bad as some blogs have posted. They've kind of taken some of the pictures from the absolute worst angle and acted like, that's the view it is, just to be completely objective.
Fake news.
I think it's been a little exaggerated, but there are definitely areas where they plopped it down without. They plopped a post down without any reference to where you could see it from, or what forced perspective it's now throwing off. There's definitely a few of those, but it's not like they're like popping up behind the castle or in front of Spaceship Earth or anything when you enter the park. So one of the things that was confirmed, it is 3 separate segments. That was heavily implied but not fully confirmed. So if you're staying at Pop Century or Art of Animation, get ready to do a lot of changes to get to either park. You'll have to change at least once or possibly twice to get to
so they're separate, so meaning you've got to get off your car and get on another car.
That so far is what this seems to confirm. They released a promotional video that says there are 3 distinct segments. So one is Epcot to the Riviera Resort to the Caribbean Beach Resort. The other is Hollywood Studios to Caribbean Beach. And the third is Hourglass Lake to Caribbean Beach. Hourglass Lake, if you're not aware, is the lake between Art of Animation and Pop Century. Back when Pop Century was supposed to be where Art of Animation was on the other half. So that was Hourglass Lake with the Generational Gap Bridge, I believe.
So is the stop? I didn't notice when we stayed at Pop, but is the stop going to be like on the lake?
Yeah, I think it's like resorts? Right. Yep. Yeah, okay. So it's kind of that's kind of why they haven't referred to it as either hotel station. It's kind of the Hourglass Lake station.
It's funny, we were there and we had a lake view, and I didn't even look out to see the station.
But there are some related internal documents, as well as the timing of the Riviera grand opening are pointing to a mid-2019 opening date for the Skyliner, and a lot of people have been asking about that. And also, as a result, Friendship boat service to Epcot's International Gateway will be suspended November 28th through December 18th. I think that is a pretty popular time to visit Walt Disney World, so just know during that time you can either walk, it still sounds like. The International Gateway will still be open, but you can see right where some of that construction is happening right by the boat.
Right.
Port, if you will. So they are going to have to close that for about 3.5 weeks there to finish that construction. They did say for guests staying at those resorts there will be a bus. I guess if you cannot or do not wish to walk that distance, there will be a bus taking you to the front of the park, which I guess ironically you'll then have to walk back to World Showcase if that's where you were going. But those are probably Those are probably the three hottest news topics. There'll be a few more we'll cover next time.
Yeah. So, any final words, final thoughts, folks?
Great weekend was had by all. Thank you all for following along and motivating me. And like I said, I know it's not all about me, and maybe I am being a little selfish and whatnot.
Everybody
but you know what?
loves Justin.
No. So
it's true.
But like I said, I appreciate everybody. We had a great time, and that's it.
Anything from the Skype crew?
No, I'm just glad that I got to come back on and listen from this side of things.
No, I wanted to hit you because I'm about to hit the music here, and then you're not going to hear anything then at that point. So.
We're just going to hear lovely music. Nope, I have nothing left either.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations again to Justin, and it was great seeing everybody, and that's it. Yeah,
congratulations to everybody who ran, not only from RunICOT, but who had the perseverance to get out there and do it. It's a unique time, and it is a lot of fun, having done it a few times myself, and hopefully looking forward to doing it again. it's unlike any other probably 5K, half, 10, full that you could do. So if you haven't done it, recommend you do at some point. And
there's still spots available for marathon weekend for some of the races and for Star Wars in April, which I believe might be the next time we go. So
right. So cool. And Justin, you're perfectly welcome to come and do the half here.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know about that first one you sent me, but possibly the second one. So
there's a couple of them. Yeah, down here in Hilton Head we've got a number of races going on in the next few months. Good time of the year to run too, in like January, February, and March here. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. For Carolyn, Cindy, Jason, Justin, I am John. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening.
Indeed. Here comes the big finish. And we're out. Bye now. Bye-bye.